Now let's look at the solution to question number 2. Now question number 2 is also a reading exercise. However, this one passage carries 2 separate questions. The first one will be a note-making exercise. The second one will be a summary based on the notes that you create. So as far as the marking scheme is concerned, the entire section gives you 8 marks. For each question, you get individual 4 marks. 4 marks for notes, 4 marks for summary. So if I read this passage once, understand the main ideas, see the subtopics of each paragraph individually, then I am good to solve first the notes exercise and then the question number 2, which is a summary question. So if I look at the first part, it says on the basis of your reading of the above passage, make notes on it using headings and subheadings. Remember, no sentences allowed, only headings, which means phrases can be used. Use recognizable abbreviations, minimum 4. And a format you consider suitable. Supply a suitable title to it, which means this would also carry marks. So if I look at distribution of marks, title carries 1 mark, abbreviations, symbols that you add with or without key, any 4 are compulsory, carries 1 mark. Content, minimum 4 headings and subheadings with proper indentation and notes, again carries 2 marks. So if you get this part right, individually you can score an entire 4 on 4. Therefore, the first thing you begin with is a suitable title. You can pick up suggestions such as pros and cons of TV, TV advantages and disadvantages, TV and its modern day effects. All these are picked up based on the primary purpose of the passage that you read. Now when you begin with the notes, you begin on the left hand side margin, write the first main heading, TV and its advantages picked up from the first para of the passage. Write the subtopics with the 2-finger margin space as 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. Do not frame them as sentences, write them as phrases such as increases knowledge if chosen carefully what to watch, helps us to understand science, medicine, arts, language, helpful to old age people and non-native speakers. Each subtopic has been picked up from individual paras. So in this case, we are only dealing with para 1. Moving on, para 2 talks about disadvantages such as time wastage, negative influence. Para 3 talks about impact on brain, causes poor concentration, hefty watchers lose concentration. Pay attention to the abbreviations you use because you're supposed to use a minimum of 4. You can create at least 4 to 5 abbreviations on a simple basis. Moving on, para 4 describes how inducing depression is also one of the things that watching TV leads to. So your TV causes dissatisfaction to people. Here dissatisfaction and people have been abbreviated. Comparison with actors, actresses, inability to solve problems in real life. And in conclusion, para 5 talks about induces violence. So thousands of murders viewed, causing a casual attitude towards fights, killings. Now when I have ended all the topics in terms of main headings and subheadings, then I have to declare the key to abbreviations. I have abbreviation on one side, I have word on the other, put it in a box, number them carefully, and your notes are complete. Now the second part of this is make a summary of the above passage in about 80 words. Again, because notes was also carrying 4 marks, the entire section was of 8 marks. So summary also carries 4 marks. When you write the summary down, you simply have to convert your notes into a paragraph with correct grammatical sentences. Simply put up as the passage talks about the advantages and disadvantages of television. Careful selection of programs increases knowledge of science, medicine and arts. People in some countries watch TV more than 6 hours a day. So there are dreadful and negative psychological influences on those who keep watching it, being the central idea. People compare their life with TV celebrities. That brings dissatisfaction and depression. It causes poor concentration among students. Studies show people become more violent and take route to crime easily after watching TV. It's nowhere written that you're supposed to write exactly in the way passage was written. You are summarizing your notes, stick to your notes only. I hope the explanation was satisfactory. With this, you are able to score a total 8 even in question number 2. Now let's proceed to question number 3 and see the solution of the writing section.